with you here today, Bill. My name is Ashlyn. It's my honor to chat with you a little bit today about your plans with a focus on innovation. I think that in times of crisis, as we're experiencing today, our roadmaps are disrupted, plans fall apart, but that often forces us to innovate. Can you talk a little bit about how we're going to foster this forcing function that we find ourselves in at the U of A to spur innovation?
Challenging times are also a time for innovation. And it's also a time when people might be more open to innovation and change and doing things differently than what might otherwise have been the case. So we've proposed a very ambitious program of innovative transformation at the University of Alberta. We're calling it the University of Alberta for Tomorrow. This is a program that is looking at our academic structures and our administrative services and thinking very creatively about how we can restructure this to achieve financial sustainability. So we're looking at all of the ways in which we can address this to reduce these costs, achieve financial sustainability for the university, and then be in a position to seize opportunities for growth. So we have an opportunity to grow our enrollment, should we choose to do so. Opportunities to even deepen our focus on research and teaching excellence, to continue to be that driver of economic growth in Alberta that has been so important really since the founding of the university. I think 3 years after the founding of the province. The university was founded with a mission to uplift the whole people, to, through teaching and research, develop the tools to build the province of Alberta and provide a future for the people of Alberta. It's a role that we have always cherished at the University of Alberta, one that's never more important than today, given the scale of the financial challenges facing the province.
When we think about innovation, it's not just about technology and IP. How can we also contribute through the lens of innovation to societal issues at large, social issues that we're also facing, in addition to the financial and economic issues facing us all globally right now?
So I think the University of Alberta, really like most of the great universities in the world, remain a beacon for an open society. And all of the values that animate an open society, a free and democratic society, a society that values equity, diversity, and inclusion, a society that values rigorous debate. I think as we see around us in the world, we see an open society coming under increasing pressure. It's not a given that we have an open society. It's something that we need to cherish and nurture and reaffirm at every given opportunity. And again, this exactly mirrors the core values of the University of Alberta.
In a sense, if you think about a university or post-secondary institution, an institute of education and learning, traditional principles of teaching and learning, process, routine, established ideas, they conflict with those of innovation in a sense. Failure, risk-taking, thinking outside the box, challenging established norms and ideas. So how do we balance the need to teach how things are done and foster a mindset of how things could be and achieve both of those?
We can't be afraid of encouraging our students to likewise undertake some risk. And I always say to students, and this is my comment to the entering class that when I did a little video address, because sadly we're doing all of this digitally at the moment, but I said to them, don't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone, because that's where you learn. And when I grew up in a small town in central Alberta, and when I went off to university, I was way outside my comfort zone.
So not too far from you.
Great. I was way outside my comfort zone, but I was also thrilled by the opportunity. And I seized it, and there were bumps on the road, no question. You make mistakes, as any entrepreneur or innovator does. You learn from those mistakes, but that's really the space where you grow. And that's where you develop the skills that will enable you to thrive in the world.
What do we think is missing from the innovation ecosystem at the University of Alberta today? How are we challenging how things have been done, and how are we going to look at how things can be done during your time here?
Well, one of the big things we're doing, as I mentioned, with the University of Alberta Tomorrow, is I want us to be a university that thinks not only in a very innovative and creative way about its programs and its teaching, but about what a university can be and how a university can be structured. And I think we have an opportunity to create not only the University of Alberta for tomorrow, but really the university of tomorrow and what that university will look like. And I can tell you it's going to look very different from the university of today. It's going to be more nimble. It's going to be more creative. It's going to be able to move more quickly. It's going to be much more responsive to student and employer needs and demands. And it's going to be one that drives even further the great research that we're doing here at the University of Alberta. So in thinking about the U of A for tomorrow and the university of tomorrow, if we succeed in what we've set out to do, and I have no doubt we're going to get there, we're actually going to lead for the sector in Canada.
So coming back to Edmonton after some years away, you've been rediscovering the city, a lot of it on your bike. Can you tell us a little bit about what that's been like?
Well, it's really been thrilling to return home. I grew up in central Alberta. I was born in Edmonton, but grew up in central Alberta. And so Edmonton is a city that's part of my childhood. And of course, I have a lot of family in Alberta, so I've always come back over the years. I know from my childhood that Alberta is a welcoming place, but to come here with my husband, Saffron, and to have experienced that welcome everywhere without exception throughout the university community and Edmonton and the broader community, that for me has been personally very, very moving. And to feel that welcome and know that it's genuine and heartfelt, and that this is a province that welcomes diversity in all of its color and richness. This has been very, very encouraging for me.
That's so wonderful to hear. Thank you so much for taking the time
Thank
to
you,
chat
Ashlyn.
with me today.
Yes.
I enjoyed this a lot.
Thank you.
And best of luck.
Thank you. I'll need it.